Do you ever think that a tiny gold sticker on a discounted item could reveal an entire system of subtle wallet-draining tactics? Marshall's, the paradise for snagging designer deals, operates by rules that, if you don't know, leave you at a disadvantage. From two-tier pricing tricks to secret codes on tags, you're entering a game where the store holds the upper hand. But this video will change everything. Comment 1 if you've ever bought something thinking it was a steal, only to realize it wasn't as great a deal as you thought. Discount color codes. To shop smart at Marshall's, you need to look beyond the bold price everyone sees. The real secret lies in the color codes on price tags. They seem like minor details, but they can determine how much you save, or if you're buying an item before its best discount. A red tag means the item is on sale. But don't get too excited yet. This is just the first discount tier. Marshall's is testing the waters to see if it sells quickly. Many stop here, thinking they've scored a deal. But those who know the rules understand that bigger savings are still coming. When the tag turns yellow, that's when the item hits its deepest discount. These are products Marshall's needs to clear out fast to make room for new stock. This usually happens in January and July when seasonal inventory shifts. If you time your visit right, you can grab your favorite item at a rock-bottom price. Here's the catch. Marshall's doesn't apply yellow tags just once. Some items get multiple layers of yellow tags, each marking a deeper discount, maybe 10%, 20%, or more, week by week. But this makes the game thrilling yet risky. Waiting another week could save a few bucks, but you might lose the item, especially if it's a rare size or popular color. Price tag symbols. If you think Marshall price tags are just numbers, you're missing critical information the store never spells out. Behind those tiny white tags is a unique language, a sophisticated coding system designed for internal use. But once you learn to decode it, you'll spot deals others walk right past. First, look for tiny keywords next to the barcode. If you see designer, congratulations. You're holding a genuine designer item, not a knockoff or imitation. These are limited in quantity and often the first to vanish if you hesitate too long. On the flip side, an irregular label doesn't mean the item is heavily flawed or discarded. In fact, irregular usually refers to minor issues like a slightly off seam, a tilted logo, or a misaligned tag. These rarely affect usability, but are enough to slash the price significantly. Next, check the corner of the tag for a string of seemingly random numbers. Among them is a timestamp code showing when the item hit the shelf. A higher number means it's been sitting longer and may soon enter the next discount round. This is valuable intel if you're debating whether to buy now or wait a few days. Finally, one detail many miss: the original price. On some tags, a number like 019.99 is the actual MSRP the item once sold for at full-price stores. This lets you compare the real value against the current price. Once you master this price tag language, Marshall stops being a game of chance. Every item you pick up becomes a calculated choice, not an impulsive buy. That finesse makes you not just a saver but a razor-sharp shopper. 2 price display tricks. Have you ever held an item, thrilled you found a deal, only to discover minutes later it's in another part of the store at a lower price? If you felt that at Marshall's, sorry. You've fallen for one of retail's cleverest display tactics. At Marshall's, the same product showing up in 2 spots with different prices isn't random. It's a strategy built on consumer psychology. Shoppers tend to seal the deal when they find something they like without checking other areas. That can lead you to pay more for the same item just because you're in the wrong part of the store. For example, you spot a jacket in the main section, and it seems like a solid deal. But walk a few feet to the clearance area, and you might find the exact same jacket, same size, same brand, at a lower price, just because of where it's displayed. It sounds crazy, but it happens more than you think. Why does this happen? It's about inventory turnover and regional pricing strategies. When an item sells slowly in the main section, Marshall's quietly moves a few to the clearance area to clear stock and test how price-sensitive customers are. But they don't move everything, knowing many shoppers won't check both spots. The best time to shop. Everyone's heard the familiar advice: to snag the best items, arrive early, ideally right when the store opens. But at Marshall's, the truth is more nuanced. It's not just about showing up early, it's about hitting the right time on the right day to catch those golden moments few notice. Did you know many new items are still in the back when the store opens? Staff often share that the sweet spot is between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's when new stock hits the shelves, after employees have sorted the day's deliveries, but before the late afternoon crowds arrive. As for days of the week, think twice before hitting Marshall's on a Monday. You're likely facing a post-weekend scene, stock picked over, with staff busy cleaning and restocking. Instead, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are quieter days with fresh inventory that hasn't been heavily shopped. These are your best bets for finding the perfect item, size, color, and true value. Shopping at Marshall's isn't a race for speed. It's a game of observation and smart timing. When you pick the right day and hour, you won't be elbowing through crowds. You'll stroll in and grab the item others are still scrambling to find. Stores in affluent neighborhoods? Not all Marshall's stores are created equal, and that's no accident. If you've ever walked into one store and seen outdated items, then visited another and been wowed by fresh designs, designer brands, and premium materials, you've already glimpsed this secret. Marshall's curates inventory by location, and geography quietly shapes your shopping experience. Stores in or near wealthy neighborhoods, where luxury cars fill the lot and lawns are perfectly manicured, get higher quality stock, branded handbags, sleek leather shoes, and trendy designer jackets. Marshall's doesn't just rely on inventory. They use local consumer data to decide which products go where, what prices work, and which styles sell. In contrast, stores in more working-class areas often get more standard items or leftovers discounted from higher-end locations. This doesn't mean you can't find deals everywhere, but if you're hunting for brag-worthy items, driving an extra 15 minutes can transform your experience. It's like choosing between a supermarket and a wholesale market. The difference lies in the setting, the stock, and the opportunities. You don't need a bigger budget, just a different destination, to access items that don't typically appear in standard stores. One small choice can land you an unexpected gem. How to read price tag codes. At Marshall's, there's valuable information that isn't in flyers or whispered by staff. It's right on the price tag in your hand, if you know how to look. Those seemingly random numbers are a sophisticated coding system. Learn to read them, and you'll always know if an item's worth buying now or if you should wait. On the tag's left corner, you'll see a 4-digit code. This is an internal product category number, not very useful to shoppers, but helpful for staff to identify items. More important is the internal original price, like 019.99. Don't confuse this with the compare at price. The 19.99 is the MSRP, the manufacturer's suggested retail price, the price the item once sold for at full-price stores. Even more clever, there's a small number in a square near the tag's end. This is a timestamp showing when the item hit the shelf, often by week or month. A high number means it's been sitting a while, likely nearing the next discount round. This is your compass for hunting red or yellow tags. Knowing this number tells you whether to buy now or wait. Building relationships with staff. In a store like Marshall's, where inventory rotates constantly, there's an invisible but powerful strategy few use: building rapport with employees. Behind every new shipment, yellow tag wave, or hot item not yet on shelves, they're the ones who know what's happening. You don't need to do anything complicated. A friendly greeting or a simple question like, "Any new stock today?" Or remembering a regular employee's name can create a small but valuable connection. When you're a familiar, kind face, staff are more likely to share tips others don't hear. Which brand's bags just arrived, what shoes are coming out tomorrow, or when the next yellow tag wave starts. Some savvy shoppers even get private heads-ups about restocks of their favorite brands, just because they smiled and stayed polite. In a setting where staff deal with pressure and impatient customers, a little courtesy goes further than you'd think. Marshall's doesn't let you pre-order or reserve items, but if you're someone staff wants to help, you'll get the earliest scoop. In a world of weekly rotating designer goods, information is power, the key to real deals before they vanish from the shelves. The best items to buy at Marshall's. In the maze of diverse products at Marshall's, not everything is worth buying. But if you know what to pick, you'll find items with real value, both in quality and savings, that few stores can match. Here are the must-buy items, the ones even picky shoppers often nod in approval for. First up, shoes. If you're used to seeing designer shoes with sky-high prices at malls, Marshall's will surprise you. From Adidas and Puma sneakers to Steve Madden boots or Vince Camuto fashion sandals, they can show up on shelves at 12 to 60% less. The kicker? Many are still sold at full price in other major chains, but here you pay a fraction. Another under-the-radar gem: cosmetics and skincare. Marshalls often stocks brands like MAC, Clinique, NARS, or even Sephora exclusives. One key tip: always check expiration dates and packaging symbols. Cosmetics can be sensitive to time, so savvy shopping means staying cautious. Also worth considering are items like towels, bedding, storage containers, or glass and wood kitchenware. These are often overstock from trusted brands, offering reliable quality at much lower prices through Marshall's distribution. Shopping at Marshall's is a journey through thousands of choices. But when you know what's worth buying, you won't waste time on eye-catching but temporary items. You'll invest in things that last and deliver real value. Spotting trendy products. Among Marshall's sea of clothing, bursting with colors, styles, and fabrics, it's easy to feel lost. If you love fashion, want to stay on trend, but don't have time to sift through every shirt or try every dress, here's a small but powerful tip. Few notice. Check the product tag for the word contemp. This is short for contemporary. Marshall way of marking modern, trendy designs that are youthful, stylish, and aligned with current fashion flows. Seeing this word means the item is carefully curated to appeal to dynamic, tasteful shoppers who want to stand out without splurging. Not every store has a separate contemp section, so checking tags directly is the fastest way to filter out dated, out-of-style, or less trendy items. A minimalist jacket, a well-cut dress, or high-waisted jeans that flatter your figure often fall in this group, and at prices far lower than upscale boutiques. Of course, a contemp label doesn't guarantee it'll look perfect on you. But it's a smart filter, saving time, reducing overwhelm from endless options, and giving you confidence that you're picking items that won't go out of style after one season. The life cycle of discounted items. At Marshall's, there's something few realize until they've missed a coveted item. Discounted goods don't stick around long. Each yellow tag, the symbol of the final price, is just the last step in a very short life cycle, sometimes only a few weeks. If you think you can wait for an even lower price, you're playing a game where time usually wins. When an item gets a red tag, it's the first sign it's entered the discount cycle. If it doesn't sell quickly, it may get a yellow tag, the final, lowest price. But unlike big malls, this stage doesn't last a month. With Marshall rapid inventory turnover, yellow-tagged items stay on shelves for about 2 to 3 weeks before being cleared for new stock. And where do they go? Not held back or discounted further. Most unsold yellow tag items are pulled and donated to charities like Goodwill. That means if you're eyeing a favorite dress, perfect shoes, or a too-good-to-pass-up piece of furniture, you have a narrow window to decide. Waiting in hopes of a deeper discount might save a few dollars. But more often, you're risking your only shot at owning that item. Remember, Marshall's doesn't stock in bulk. Each shirt, bag, or shoe size is usually limited to 1 or 2 pieces. Miss it, and it's likely gone for good. Shopping online at Marshalls.com. Many see Marshalls as a place for those who love rummaging through endless racks, cart and tow, eyes scanning for deals. And yes, the in-store treasure hunt thrill is special. But in an era where everything's a click away, Marshalls.com is becoming a shopping space worth exploring, especially if you want to save time without missing great finds. Surprisingly, the website isn't just a dump for store leftovers. Many items are exclusive to online, including special collections, rare sizes, or products not found in physical stores. This is your chance to access more options without driving or battling peak hour crowds. A big plus: flexible shipping and easy returns. Order online, get it delivered, and if it's not right, return it to any Marshall's store with no complicated process or extra fees. This blends modern shopping convenience with traditional flexibility, a near-perfect hybrid experience. The site also often offers free shipping if you hit a minimum spend, letting you shop without surprise fees. Its clean interface and clear filters let you search by brand, size, color, or price, something harder to do quickly in store. Tip for getting discounts on slightly damaged items. It's natural to see an item with a small scratch, a tiny dent, or a shirt with slightly off stitching and quietly put it back on the shelf. But at Marshall's, that's your chance to save even more. If you know one thing, slightly damaged items without an ASIS tag can often qualify for an extra discount. This is a simple trick that not many people use. In reality, many Marshall's employees have the authority to adjust prices for items with minor flaws, as long as you spot them and ask politely. One key point: the item must not have an ASIS tag, which marks goods sold as is with no returns or exchanges. Without this tag, the store still considers it a standard product, just one that got a minor flaw during transport, display, or handling by other customers. This tip works especially well for small furniture, picture frames, gift boxes, rugs, shoes, or clothing with slight sewing issues. If the flaw doesn't affect usability and you still want the item, asking for a discount saves you money and gives that product a second chance. Smart shopping isn't just about picking the cheapest item. It's about turning small details into advantages, from polite requests to keen observation. Sometimes, a simple question asked at the right moment can make you a true shopper, someone who knows the real value of an item even if it's not perfect. Marshall's isn't just a store. It's a map of opportunities for those who observe and choose wisely. When you understand tag codes, golden timing, and clever savings tricks, you don't just buy cheap, you buy right. Don't forget to like and subscribe to catch more smart shopping tips.